I ask your name, you seem to be lonely. Don't worry, I'm feeling the same. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination that we should meet at a time like this. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination. You're something that I just can't miss. That girl, gonna make a man if it takes all night. That girl, gonna make a man if it takes all night. It's been a long time, sweet darling, since love has come my way. And I'm trying so hard to find the right words to say. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination that we should meet at a time like this. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination. You're something that I just can't miss. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination that we should meet at a time like this. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination. You're something that I just can't miss. Baby, baby, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination that we should meet at a time like this. Oh, it's a groovy situation, splendid combination. You're something that I just can't miss.
T's Kitchen, award-winning chef tea available for all your catering needs. Her mouth-watering cuisine will have you and your guests wanting more. That's T's Kitchen, 314-546-5488. For more info, you can find T's Kitchen on our website and on Facebook. And you can also look out for T's Pop-Up Kitchens. If you love soul food and tacos, you'll be sure to want to contact T's Kitchen. That's T's Kitchen, 314-546-5488. The Queen of Cuisine. Yeah, y'all. Welcome to Love Overtime. I am your host, Cass Mo, and today we got my man Free Will up in here today, yes, and he's going to give us some of his newest EP that he just done, and we gonna get ready to get this thing started. I want to make sure that my man is all hooked up over there so we can be ready to rock and roll.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first off, let me do this real quick, bro. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and take this opportunity, man, and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah,
bro.
For sure. Absolutely. First off and foremost, thank you for having me.
Definitely.
And for being able to showcase this project that me and my good brother, Richie IV, put together. My name is Free. I'm a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary artist. Basically what that means is I'm a creative that does a lot of different things. So I paint, I draw, I do murals. I'm a spoken word poet. I'm a writer. And this project is me sharing my poetry as well as some bars. It's a combination of just two poetic art forms. I've always loved rap. Always loved creating music.
Okay.
You know, from beats on the table, freestyle, circles, ciphers, to, you know, making little tunes with my sister, you know, and now being able to share my art in this particular way. It's a vibe. It's a blessing. It's a dream come true. And this EP is just an an introduction. It's an introduction to this world that me and my good brother Richie IV is creating. You
Okay.
know, through his production, he does a great job of creating space, of creating worlds, another dimension, a space you can escape off into. And what I bring to the space is I'm the wordsmith that's able to add to the space, paint a little bit more extra detail here and there.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what this EP is. It's Welcome to Freedom. It's out on all major platforms. We really would love for you to stream it: Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. And Freedom is spelled PHREEDUMB. And yeah, we got the first track that we about to get ready to get into. It's called Morning Mantra. Yeah, I truly believe that it's a good way to start it off. I want to say real quick, this project is a short project.
Okay.
It's under 20 minutes, but it is the morning throughout.
Okay.
So I just want you to think about that as we, go through these tracks and we listen to this music.
Okay, well, before we get started,
Yeah.
man, I want to throw a couple of more
Yeah, for sure.
little questions at you real quick. When did you, sorry, when did you know that being a wordologist is what you wanted to do?
When did I know? I would say this. I've always had a connection with words. I've always had a fascination with them. And when I decided that becoming a wordologist, as you said, was going to be the main thing for me, was when I started putting poems together and people responded to them. At first it was a secret thing. I just wrote my feelings out to get it out, to get that energy out.
Okay.
Because there was a huge part of my life where I did wrestle through depression and suicidal ideation. And when I was seeing therapists and I was going to counseling, one of the main things that they gave me as a tool was journaling, being able to put my feelings out so I wouldn't hold it all. And as people got to read it and they responded to it, I was like, okay, well, I think I could do something more with this. And I just always had that bug in me, I also had elders that always spoke that over my life, like, nah, wait, that boy be talking and doing this thing.
Yeah.
That man, pastor, preacher, something. We gonna do something talking.
Okay.
So yeah, it was just me embracing that love and that energy and just walking into it. So,
Okay, your name, man. You got to tell us
Yeah.
what's the origin of Free, man. What's the origin of your name?
Yeah, what's the origin of Free? So, Free. What's up, my brother Curtis? Free is a name that I truly believe was given to me by God and the ancestors. There was a
Okay.
time period in my life back in 2017 to about 2015 to about 2017, where I was really just searching my soul. Like, I graduated from college in 2014, got a degree, did everything that we were taught as young people to do, and realizing that reality was different, And I had to ask myself a very real question, like, you got a life ahead of you. What is your purpose? Do you truly know that you put on this earth to do?
Okay.
And how are we gonna live that out? And I've always been creative, always expressed myself through the arts. I knew that was the journey I was gonna be in, but I was like, if this is a space I'm gonna be into, like having a name that's worthy to carry, and that's gonna be a name I'm gonna carry for the rest of my life, because I don't want to have two
That's
or three different
all right.
aliases,
Okay.
And just kind of meditating on it. I was like, what is it that I'm aspiring to do? What is it that I want to be? Where is it that I want to go? And like, seriously, like in a moment of stillness, it was literally, I just heard free. And it's been my
Okay.
name ever since. And free is the standard I live by.
That's all right.
For sure.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, man, I created this platform, man, so I can give the artists an opportunity to come on and showcase their music, play their music in what order that they want to play it in.
For sure.
And we just talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is Love Over Time. I am Cass Mo. I am the host of Love Over Time. But right now, this is the free takeover, man. So the mic is yours, my brother.
My brother, thank you, Eric. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with the first track in the joint called Morning Mantra. We're going to play this project in order, six tracks. And I really pray y'all enjoy it. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you live with me here on Instagram, I got my Instagram up, as well as the platform Love Overtime here at Overtime Studios. I'm telling you, it's a vibe. Here we go. Kicking it off with Morning Mantra.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful start to another beautiful day. Let's get it in a beautiful way. Yeah.
Richie just put me at 8.
Listen. Grand rising, good morning, green tea and the green tree, it's time to ride. Gripping that wheel, about to catch a vibe. I am background banging loud, that new tribe, cue up, cook. Cracking the window to release smoke. This hot boxing in the summertime equals heat stroke. I won't choke on these clouds, the color sun rose. Pinks fold into purples, then mixed with yellow golds. The stars shine as the night and day change in real time. Now let's grind as these rays bless this melanin. My mind don't manifest. Dreams on Everest. Plan meets preparation with passion and elegance. I invest me, I ain't settled on settling. The best is here. Electric newness is in the atmosphere. My path is clear. Prophetic poet, just not a rapper. Yeah. You gotta go inside. Please take your time. Get to know your why. Plan, plot, and try. Hard times, cooked in the fire, desires, feed grind. Me, I'm way too fly to only see ground. I need clouds, waves like water. I see now. Don't drown, receive this fluid. You can drink now, stand swear when I speak out. Aura energy leaks out, or my energy peaks out. Vicious bite with a mean growl. Sharp mind, call me Kung Lao. Hold up now. Man, I'm about to bring it down a little bit. You gotta go inside. Please take your time. Get to know your why. Plan, plot, and try. You gotta go inside. Please take your time. Get to know your why. Plan, plot, and try. You gotta go inside. Please take your time. Get to know your why. Plan, plot, and try. You gotta go inside. Please take your time. Get to know your why. Plan, plot, and try. Yeah.
All right.
That was the first track, Morning Mantra. Thank y'all for listening.
All right. So give me a little bit of background about that piece.
Yeah, man. So, all right, I met Richie at the homie Just Rich house. That morning we got together, played some basketball, and they was actually getting ready to do a recording session. And when I met Richie, he told me that he was a producer and that, he's been making music for years, and and that he's definitely looking to work with some artists. So I was just like, hey, yeah, man, if you got any beats or anything or any music you want to share with me, I'd love to listen. And he played multiple joints. Actually, I think most of those joints he played me and shared with me are on this project. And when he had sent me this particular track and I heard it, I was like, man, this sounds actually right up my alley, up my lane. I've actually been looking to work with producers, and if anything, at least a producer, to be able to really get out and develop this sound that I truly feel is in me. And with him, me and him, we have very much we like the disco, early mid-70s soul, boom bap hip hop vibe, and also we both brothers that love to meditate.
Right.
We enjoy peace and tranquility. So that type of energy we also bring into it. So when he had sent me that track and I heard it for the first time, I was like, man, this just really just sounds like an opportunity to really set the tone for the day. And that's where those bars came from. It was just it was hey, in the mornings for me, I have my routine, wake up, do the best I can and not touch the phone first,
Right.
Because that phone be calling for you.
It's a journey.
It is.
I don't want to touch it.
Exactly. Yeah, you be wanting to touch it. I be wanting to touch it, especially I be missing calls and stuff.
Right.
Be trying to catch up on everything. But in the mornings, I really just take my time and be more intentional. Definitely start with prayer.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledging God, the ancestors, those that watch over me, my angels that's with me. and, you know, thanking them for another opportunity to go get it.
Right.
And then from there, you know, just moving to a space of meditation and gratitude, mindfulness. And then, you know, we always wake and bake.
Right.
You know,
Tell me about
absolutely got to wake and bake, look over the plans for the day, you know, catch up the news, emails, all of that good stuff. You know, if it's not a smoothie, it's definitely gonna be a cup of hot tea. And you know, from there it's just, all right, what does today hold? And that's basically what those bars I'm illustrating is. We're setting today, we're speaking into today, and we embracing, you know, all the good things that's coming. So yeah.
So I think you might be a little like me, because I love to do my poetry to music.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I tell people that I love doing my poetry to music is because it's easier for me to remember my pieces if I do it to music, because it's just like learning a song, you know. And when you do, it's a lot harder to learn a piece if you're just trying to learn it without having certain areas where you hear something else that can remind you of what's going to be there.
Right.
And music is one of the things that I always use when I'm doing mine. So is that the same reason for you, or you just love combining your lyrics with music?
I actually love the combination of the two. Yes, music does do a great job of helping with memorization, but like since I've been in the slam world, and like specifically on the St. Louis Poetry Slam team, like memorization has taken a whole nother level for me, especially without the music. So like me, I just really like how music adds more space and energy to the actual work. And like I said, even watching you perform your poetry to music actually helped inspire me to even because this next track that we're gonna get into is a poem. Okay. So right now is like, so we start off with bars, we start off with rapping, you know, then we move into a poem, and then from there we move into another verse, we move to more rapping, then another poem, and then we move into a skit, and then there's another poem. And that's basically like the energy and the type of world. It's gonna always be a combination of rap and poetry. And then like we got some more tracks that's actually coming. We got some singles, actually working on more projects. So it's a lot of beautiful things that's happening. And and yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, merging the two worlds is beautiful. And I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody here.
All right, well, bro, again, man, I'm glad to have you here, man. This is Love Overtime. This is the Free Will Takeover, man, and he's introducing us to his latest EP. So the mic is yours, my brother.
Thank you. All right, so this next track is a poem, and it's called Juice, and here we go.
All right.
Richie.
Early mornings in a foreign land are sacred. Scenery filled with life, unfamiliar. The flow of traffic matches the tempo of the rain. Falling fiercely gentle, my footsteps in sync with my heartbeat. Background blends senses and imagination. This morning stroll is meditation. Lo-fi jazz beats beaming as the cherry glows. Inhaling. Exhaling. Present. Smoke rising to greet the sun. Craving crawls on my tongue. Synapses send pastries to my brain. Floating. The pace of this piece is a new drum, a different rhythm to dance to. I sample and mix it. Transition cross-fade horn into testimony. Nature bears witness as the universe speaks, saying, this moment will forever be a memory. Make it well, make it beautiful, make it still your breath away, and gives you a fresh wind. Be as present as possible. Enjoy this adventure to the store for some juice.
My man said get to the stove for some juice. That's what I'm talking about. So I hear the what where that piece came from, but you know every piece has a life story to
Yeah.
it. So what's behind that piece and what was the name of it? I missed that part, but
Yeah. Yeah, so the name of that piece is Juice,
it's
right?
Juice. Okay.
Yeah, and that piece literally came from that track we heard. Like I listened to, he sent it to me. He was just like, "Yeah, I like to make audio stories."
Right. Okay.
You know, he was like, and sometimes I wish, it'd be cool to be able to put some words in them, but I don't know what to, like I don't know how somebody would like to do that, and that's Richie. Like, he's a really dope and dynamic producer and a very excellent musician. So when I heard the track really just spoke to me, like, just an early morning, get an opportunity to actually walk around,
Right.
you
Okay.
know, but also have a little purpose behind it.
Right. Right.
For me, I'm learning more and more in life, like how people say, like, take one day at a time. I'm more about taking each moment at a time and just really just being present. And that's what that piece is. It's illustrating the journey. It's taking our time. Is realizing that even something as simple as like going to the store can be
Right,
something
okay.
pleasant. It can be something good. It can be
Right.
something
Right.
powerful.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what I wanted to do, is just highlight how already our lives are already amazing and beautiful, and with that piece, like when I heard that track and I heard all the movement in the background, the different motors, the engines, the
Right.
life happening, it just reminded me of some of my travels growing up. Being able to wake up somewhere you never been before, and to kind of see how things happen while you're just going on a simple errand.
Right. Okay.
I just like to pay attention. So that's what it was. It's just
Okay, and I heard you mention it earlier. So, tell me, what's it like? Cause I've never actually been in one. So, and I see it was something that you did frequently. So, talk to us about the slams, man.
yeah,
What's it like getting into the slam game?
right. So slam is competition based poetry. Slam is competition based poetry with a specific scoring system, a specific rule system, and also it's really its own culture. It's its own space. And with slam, the basic rules are each poet competing or team competing will perform original work within 3 minutes and 10 seconds. After they're done with their piece, and their piece does not go over time. So if you go over 3 minutes and 10 seconds, every 10 seconds is a half a point off.
Okay.
Yep. And after you complete your poem, what happens is people in the crowd will be picked, 5 judges. Each judge will have a scorecard or something of some type of way of being able to do the scoring system, and it's between 0.0 to 10.0. And in slam, those people are going to be scoring your work who probably have heard it for the first time, and they're going to score within that system. So within those 5 scores, the highest score and the lowest score gets dropped, and the 3 scores in between are added together.
Okay.
And that your cumulative score for that one round, that's your score. And depending on how the structure of the actual flow of it goes, it'll probably be cumulative. And basically who gets the highest score wins, who makes it to the final round and becomes the one person wins. And through slam poetry, it is amazing competition, but it's being a writer's writer and a performer's performer.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
It's bringing your best pen your best perspective. It's taking that material and getting out here and working it in different crowds. It's refining it. It's also being in community with amazing poets, experienced poets like yourself, and being able to open your work up for people to come look at it and offer their thoughts and their perspectives and maybe even edit your work. And then from there, it's learning it, embodying it, getting comfortable and sharing in that space, and then taking it to these competitions where you're going to get some of the best people in the world. And through Slam, shout out to Herb Arts. I've been blessed to be able to join the St. Louis Poetry Slam team. Was able to go to different cities and compete.
Okay.
You know, I've been to Detroit, San Antonio, Knoxville, Louisville, Kansas City, Chicago, variety of places.
Okay.
And being able to also cross paths with some of the most famous and some of the most skilled wordsmiths in the world. So like being in those spaces honestly like pushes you to do your best and to refine your work, and also is a great encouragement, you know. And that's what the slam world is now. With slam poetry as a competition, so you have opportunities to win cash prizes. You know, some people win $5,000, some people win a couple $100. You know,
right.
But it's not just the bragging rights; it's also being able to go toe to toe with some of the best. And I've always enjoyed that aspect because I want to be my best in every way imaginable. So
I feel that. The open mic. What is your definition of a structured open mic?
Yeah, wow, that's a good question. Wow, that's a great question. A structured open mic is an open space where people understand the culture and the flow of things, you know. So for me, that is having a host, that's having a list, and that list being artists who want to come and share their work and do so in a way where they have their time of sharing and they also respect other people's time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a good open mic is community based. A good open mic is open. You know, it ain't just you get to go up here and perform. Right. It's also a place where people can learn and grow together, and that maybe even be through the art. You know, a good open mic is consistent. You know, and consistent doesn't always mean the event itself, but the people are.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And also a good open mic promotes growth.
And it's not judgmental.
It's an open space. It is a space of expression. You know, I try not to use the term safe space as much anymore because I got co-opted by white people and they started doing white people things.
Okay.
And then those spaces ain't safe no more, but I'll say a space of expression, you know, where people are not judged, but they're encouraged. If anything, people embrace the fact that they are willing to share, because at open mics, people get very raw and real and honest. Some of the most beautiful art I've ever experienced is found at open mics. That's actually where I got my start. Before I even slammed, open mics, lyrical therapy. When lyrical therapy was on Sundays at Herb Arts, the homie Kaz King was like, "Bro, heard your poetry at church. This ain't the crowd for you. You need to pull up to Herb Arts. And you need to go out to some of these open mics. It's a few places, but I think if you start there, you'll be able to work your way out." Was blessed to meet Rich in the therapeutics, and then, you know, going consistently enough, getting more confident. You know, I was approached by people that did slam. You know what I'm saying? You know, Unspoken was like, "Hey, you thought about slam?" Tried it, and saw that was more of a competition space. And then, you know, that has what led me to this journey to even now doing this EP. Is just having a love for writing and being able to find space where I can share it. You know, I wasn't raised in the church, but I was very deeply in the church at a point in my life.
Okay.
And over time, I evolved and I matured out of that space. You know, sitting with my faith, asking myself and God very real questions, and also coming to some very strong realizations for myself. And, you know, being in a space where I did teach, where I did preach, realizing that my calling was much more than one community, but the world. And in order to do so, I cannot ignore all the experiences that I've been blessed to live with and through and survive, and not put that in my art. So yeah, that's the space we in, and that's what open mic has fostered for me. It's giving me a voice to be able to take all of my experiences, all the things that I've learned, channel it into these different art forms I've been exposed to, and been able to been out here with St. Louis with some of the most talented people in the world. I tell people that. Vocalists, I can take 5 vocalists from here, and I put them up against anybody in the world. Anybody.
I hear you.
Same thing with poets, same thing with dancers, same thing with videographers, photographers, same thing with choreographers, same thing with event planners. Anything in the creative industry, we could take 5 of our best anywhere, and we thrive. And they already are doing it.
They already doing it. They already doing. I know a few of them.
Absolutely.
Doing it myself. So
absolutely,
you are absolutely right on that point.
Absolutely.
The growth of poetry.
Yes.
Over the past, I'm gonna say, 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you notice the change?
Absolutely. It is a change.
Okay, and what is it that you've noticed? And I'll coattail on what you said or of what I've seen. But what is have you noticed that has changed in the past 10 years as far as the growth of poetry?
For me, I'm noticing that people have more of a desire for it, because poetry is currently one of the most rawest art forms, where people are talking about and having the conversations that no one else wants to have. So people have a desire for that truth, because a lot of what we are given is artificial. Music, media, social media, everything is advertising something to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even TikTok turning to QVC overnight.
Right.
Now you can't watch a video without somebody trying to sell you a product.
Right. That's true.
And I mean, and in the open mic space, and when it comes to poetry, you hear people talking truth to power, and doing so in a very honest way, saying the thoughts that people are thinking. And I also think that people are also seeing the power in it again, because poetry is a very, very long tradition, old tradition. If we take it back to Africa, before we talk about colonization around the world, we're talking about what people would say are prophets, griots, people that spoke the good news, that had the messages from the ancestors and the gods. And right now what we're seeing is, because we are given so much stuff we're told to think about, poetry is the space where we're not told to think anything, but just listen and just receive, and allow the work to do the work within yourself. And I think that's what it is that people want to hear something. Okay. And then also too, we're seeing a lot more people expressing themselves in the arts again. We're seeing that resurgence. In St. Louis specifically, there's been a renaissance that's been bubbling for years, and the world is, paying much more attention to us, and people are seeing what, the depth of creativity that's out here,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've looked deep into it, man, and it's been so much that the structure of how poetry is even perceived has changed so much. It's become more metaphoric, and most of the poetry that you hear now, especially when you go to open mics, is going to be people expressing their pain.
Yep.
People expressing being hurt. It's more emotional felt now. Instead of being more like when I was really into it. Well, I still love my poetry, and was doing some real strong. I wrote a lot about the streets, and life in general. But now it's more internal. I mean, some of the stuff you hear now will make you break down and cry.
Absolutely, for sure.
Because it's so heartfelt, and and people just wearing their whole heart on their sleeve and just giving you everything they got, and they're giving it to you in the form of poetry, man, and it's just beautiful.
Absolutely, you are correct, sir.
And that's the change that I see. The metaphors. I mean, You young cats, man, are so metaphoric, man. Y'all use words, man. I be like, damn, how did he put all those together? But you guys are the younger group of poets now, either it be male or female, the ones that's doing the metaphors. You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome, and I want to make sure that I let you guys know. Please keep doing what it is that y'all doing, because of course, somewhere down the line in the next 5, 10 years, it's going to change again.
Absolutely, for sure.
It's going to change because it's going to be another fresh group of poets that's going to come out, and the whole style is going to change again. But the thing is to make sure that we keep the old school alive also,
Yeah,
don't
for sure.
just
Absolutely.
look back and say, oh, that shit they doing, and you know what, that's where it started at.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we need to keep that form of poetry alive too. So we're gonna come back with some more questions, but again, like I said, this is the free showcase, man. So bring us some more, give us some more, man.
Absolutely.
The mic is yours.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. And I just want to say real quick to that point that you just made, thank you for saying that, is yes, the style now, a lot more people are going much more metaphoric. A lot more people are writing much more entendres. A lot more people are a lot more detailed with their writing. And I think that's beautiful because we're seeing art really come back into it.
Right.
Also,
right.
what I can say as well is back, like especially before we hit this 10-year mark, when we're talking more of the Def Poetry Jam and slam era, and in that space, I would say, like, even for me, looking back in those spaces, those places is what inspired me to write the way I write now.
Right.
And also back then, the focus has always been on the craft,
Right.
the ability, not only what you are saying, but how you are saying it, and how it's truly coming from your experience. So, to that point, I just want to say thank you to you and to every single pioneer that has come before me and all of us, because without y'all continuing legacy, without y'all having these spaces, we wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I tell that to Rich. I say that to Jay Love. I say that to MK Stallings. I say that to Chris Blackman. I say that to, to Legacy. I say that to everyone. Like, without y'all, there would be no us. So yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Absolutely. So thank you.
All right. So the mic is yours, my brother.
Yes, sir. All right. Now we getting back into it. And this next one is the Boom Bap story. All right, here we go.
Hey, peace, Richie. What's going on, my brother? Hey, you got that one joint you was telling me about, man? Yeah, could you play it for me, please? Yeah, it's another time and a good vibe. Let's ride. Oh, man, yeah, this the one right there. Hey, you know who that is over there? Hey, I'ma be right back. Excuse me, hi, I noticed you before we locked eyes. It's resonance, we crossing paths because we match vibes. I see a spirit embodies your body, heart, and a dope mind. You so fine, are you available? Meaning, is there someone you seeing? Cause if not, then can I be the reason? Them niggas mad, they all got deleted. I'm in awe of your natural features. I see you shine, you glow. There's a few things I need to know, and if you want to, then we can go wherever, as long as you're comfortable. I'm not in a rush, love takes time. Do you want to explore how we may align? We all have a purpose, darling, I'm walking in mine. We have a beautiful smile, I'm really digging your style. Let me give you my number, or I can lock you in now. It's something between us and we can figure it out. Can I walk with you? Not just in the store, can I walk with you? In life and much more. I'm coming in peace, and while I carry my peace, also carry my peace and create space to breathe. Reciprocation on needs, double down on the wants. Work hard to be free, pop say keep it P. Breakfast, lunch at the D, dinner on me. By the way, my name Free. I was just joking a little bit on that last part, but I would really love to get to know you further, and I'd like for you to join me at this coffee shop that's up the block. I'm more of a tea man myself, but if you'd be so kind to join me, I would really like to get to know you. Is that cool?
Yep, that was Boom Bap's story.
Okay, and give us a little bit about the boom bap. What's going on with that boom bap?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I love hip hop. I love hip hop, you know, and boom bap is the quintessential, the basic heartbeat of hip hop, and that's normally what you hear most MCs rock on. So when I heard that track, when he sent it to me, the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, this is definitely hip hop.
Okay.
Like, you got to have a nice flow on this. But I really sat with it and I was like, nah, but this feels like a particular way. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first time I heard LL's I Need Love, you know what I'm saying? It felt, you know what I'm saying? It felt like, you know, that's the type of energy I felt when I heard it, you know, because I like to live with music a little bit. You know, when I listen to an album, I want to put it in my AirPods when I go to the store.
Right.
You know, or when I go for a walk, or I want to listen to it when I work out, or, you know, or when I'm thinking about planning something. You know, I want to live with the music and see, you know, how much I really enjoy it. And it's the same thing with the tracks. So I was actually listening to this track, and I remember one day while I just seen so many beautiful women, so many beautiful sisters, you know.
Okay.
Just, I mean, and I'm very much a brother that's just like, you know, I don't mind, you know, nice little hi, hello, you know. Every
Right,
now
there
and
you
again,
go.
I might approach, but you know, most of the time I just like to admire, admire the beauty from afar and keep it pushing.
Okay.
You know, because most of the time I got somewhere I gotta be, but um, I was listening to the joint and I was just seeing so many beautiful women out, and I was like, you know, let me take this feeling and let me put it into words. And it's like, you ever just been somewhere and you just saw somebody and was like, I just gotta just have this conversation
With you.
and just see what
Yeah.
happens, you know,
Right.
like, just see if there's there's something there. I just want to see what's going on, and that's where the boom bap story came from. It was just like, hey, excuse me, hi, I noticed you before we locked eyes. Like, you know, from there it's just starting that initial conversation, seeing if you
Okay.
can feel each other out, you know, because sometimes people's energy just speaks to you for a certain reason.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that's what that was. It's like, there's been times where I felt like certain people's energy spoke to me, and I just wanted to just, you know, be like, hey, let me go ahead and put that into words.
All right.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
and you said that you've been out of town, you've been to a lot of different cities.
Yeah.
And tell me a couple of poets that you've worked with not out of St. Louis that has touched you in a certain way.
Oh, wow. There's plenty of poets that have touched me in a variety of ways. I believe in mentorships that don't necessarily have to be like relationships.
Right,
Like,
okay.
through somebody's work or what they produce, you can learn a lot from them. Like, Saul Williams is one of my favorite poets.
Okay.
Black
okay.
Ice is one of my favorite poets.
Black Ice out of Chicago?
Black Ice, I believe Black Ice is either he's from the West, he's from the East Coast.
Okay.
But
there's one in Chicago also.
But I've heard of Black Ice in Chicago.
Yeah,
Black Ice in Chicago is nice too.
Oh yeah, he's up out.
Yeah, Geronimo's nice. Like, it's quite a few nice people out here. But yeah, that's not from here. Black Chakra.
Okay.
First time I
okay.
heard Black Chakra, I was like, yo, the whole Slamageddon, Slangston Hughes, incredible. Maya Wrights is incredible. Black Wildflower, she's from Florida. Originally Smoke Slam, that whole squad, they're dope. Who else? Wow, it's tons and tons of poets that have inspired me, that have impacted me. And then poets for me too is not just always just the stand firm spoken word folk too. Is also MCs, you know.
Right.
Like Big Daddy Kane, Rakim.
Rakim, boy. Can't nobody tell me nothing about Rakim.
Come on now, Razkaz, like MC Shan, like Slick Rick, the Ruler, like.
See, you going back in my era.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. You talking about real words.
Absolutely. We talking about people who, like, this is the beat you have.
Yeah, you talking about some true words.
And this beat's gonna be repetitive for 6 minutes. So you gotta take that 6 minutes and you gotta make that somehow be more, you know. And I have so much respect.
Knowledge. That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
Yes.
And that's part of the foundation, and that's also what you hear and what I create is homage to the foundation, but also, you know, me still working to master those skills and, you know, bring that to this time period as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that so you have them as well, Nas, is up there. Black Thought, of course. KRS-One, DMX, Ice Cube, Snoop, Corrupt. I mean, then when we talk about South, of course, Andre 3000, Big Boy, T.I., Houston completely, Pimp C, Bun B, Lil Flip, Lil Keke, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Les. Then you go to New Orleans, Master P, Currency.
Yeah.
We talking Mia X. Like, a lot of people was not giving sisters the respect.
They was the respect.
I mean, same thing with Gangsta Boo. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. One of the hardest MCs to have ever touched the mic. Of course, you got the Brat. You got Lady of Rage. Queen Latifah. Nice. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, it's so many.
So I don't know why everybody keeps skipping over the baddest female rapper out there that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
To me, is MC Lyte.
MC Lyte is incredible. MC Lyte is insane.
Lyte.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people have to understand. Like, we talk about like hip hop, and we always talk about top of whatever now, and I get it because that's what's relevant now, and that's what matters now.
Right.
That's what the world is now. But you have to understand, these people who are great now came from a legacy.
From a legacy.
We come from a legacy. We coming from a particular cloth, you know.
Yes.
And to be in this tradition is a blessing, you know. And yeah, so all of those people inspire me.
Right. You know, that was gonna lead up to my next question, and man, this is gonna be a rough one, but how do you feel about the importance of veteran poets? You know, because we got a few of them now that's actually turning away from the game because they're feeling disrespected, and I hate to see that happen, where some of the veteran poets say that they're going to just hang it up because they feel like they not being respected enough, you know, in the culture anymore. What do you feel about that, bro?
Well, I would say number one, veteran poets are the foundation of the community. Like, that's just bar none. Like, yes, although we have younger people stepping up and being more active doesn't necessarily mean that you're being effective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Effective is what lasts. That's the foundation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Without a foundation, no matter how structurally sound your house is, it's not going to stand very long. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to continuation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
people fail to realize we operate in a tradition, and it is our elders who are the ones who pass on the traditions and ensures that we keep it alive. For us as young people, we use our energy to continue to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? And for me, without our veteran poets, you know, a lot of us won't know the way. A lot of us won't know the ropes. Y'all have experiences, wisdom that we need. It's unfortunate that in a lot of situations, you know, business, personal relationships, misunderstandings, you know, arguments tend to get in the way of the health of the community and the health of the relationships we have with each other.
Yes.
And a lot of those times, you know, conversations can clear things up, but it's being in this space of wanting to hear, of wanting to not only hear, but also be willing to accept and surrender that for some people, their truth is their truth, and it may be different from yours.
Right.
You know, but there's ways things can be worked through. And sometimes it's okay to be able to take breaks from people. It's okay to take breaks from the community. Like, you don't have to, you know, walk away completely, but you can operate in a way that makes the most sense for you. Like, if you've been doing this a decade plus, in my personal view, with a lot of the younger people that are active, that are stepping up, and those who are willing to be taught, those who are willing to collaborate and listen and build and work together, those younger people should be more active. And it's okay if you're the people that don't pop out as much anymore. It's okay if you decide, you know, hey, I just want to be more on the production side, or I want to be doing something else, because at that point, in my mind, you know, you've done plenty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I just also believe too that, you know, change is a part of life.
All the time.
It's
yes.
healthy,
Yes.
but it's a difference between
Yes.
changing because this is what you truly desire to do, and changing because you feel that this is like more of like your protection. This is more of like pain has happened in a space that you love, and you're leaving because you no longer want to feel that anymore. I would say, yeah, definitely take care of yourself, but when you're in a space that you love and there's pain there, that pain should be worked through and should be unpacked.
Okay.
And sometimes that takes time.
Yes.
Because you could want to have the conversation now, but they may not want to have the conversation.
Right.
Or
right.
you might be ready to have the conversation, but you still probably need more time to sit with what you feel. Because some of us may reach places faster than other people. Some of us may still be in the talking mode, and other people ain't in the talking mode.
Ready to talk about.
Exactly.
True that.
And that's
True
okay. That. I just think what it is we have to acknowledge our humanity among ourselves. And I think that's also one of the big things that I'll say is the basis of the conversation, and also my poetry is just reminding us we human. We're going to be offended at times. There's going to be misunderstandings.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people don't communicate information, and when you withhold information, that's lying too. So if you get caught in that, it's okay to own your stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of us don't want to own up to shit that we do, and
free yourself by owning it.
There you go.
That's like for real.
There you go.
I'm telling you as somebody who has been in times where I have operated in denial. I have avoided. I have stayed in the relationship too long.
Right.
I continue to let the abuse happen, even though I might not have been physically hurt.
Right.
I was emotionally hurt, or I felt like my trust and my hard work was being taken advantage of. Of course that hurts. But in those moments of hurt, voicing those things and having those conversations with those people and at least making that attempt is worth it. Right. Especially if you had that relationship with that person. If you got that.
True that.
If you put that time in with that person, if you grown with that person, if you ate with that person, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, when violations happen, of course you don't want to forgive certain things quickly. I'm not saying you should forgive quickly. But you should also give it a solid opportunity to resolve it. And resolving it can simply mean, hey, when I see you, it's just a nod and that's it. That's still peace. That's still community.
Absolutely.
You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying?
Man, thanks for sharing that with us, man. Look,
thank you for asking.
We had talked about this. I just want to go back and touch on it. Then we'll go back to letting you showcase your stuff. But I wanted to ask you, do you feel that, or do you see the open mic venues now becoming more of a monetization than it is about learning and practicing your craft? It's more about how much money you can make. It's not about coming in to practice or being an open mic where poets can come and feel relaxed. And it seemed to be now that it has gotten to the point to where it's saturated.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is due to the fact that social media does an amazing job of highlighting and making things trendy, because that's what social media, that's all social media
That's all it is anyway.
It's
yes,
really
sir.
just advertising.
Yes.
It's just advertising. So I think what it is poetry has become very commercialized.
Yes.
And because it's become commercialized, people are automatically thinking capital. But what a lot of people don't understand about poetry is there is money in poetry, but poetry is not what you think it is from the outside. The value is more on the art. Right, than it is the dollar amount. The dollar amount comes through relationship, through building your professionalism. It comes through developing your pen. It comes through putting in the work, Traveling out to places when you know you don't make enough money to make the trip, but you're going to go anyway.
But you're going to go anyway.
Taking the gigs that you know are free when you know you got to put gas in your car and your tank is on E right now.
Okay.
It's much more than the commercialization. I do see it happening more now because we just got to keep it real. It's not inflation that's beating us up. It's corporate greed that's beating us up.
Thank you. Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's not inflation. They're calling it inflation because that's the word we're used to. Okay? What it is greed. They raise the prices on products that they're not giving us as much on anymore, and they're shortening and smalling them. It's called shrinkflation with your groceries. That's the reason why when you spend $50, you're not getting $50 worth of stuff.
There you
You
go.
getting $30 worth of stuff. You getting $30 worth of stuff because they raise their prices because they can, not because they don't have enough to produce.
There it is, because they can.
Because they can.
There it
and
is.
they're doing it, and they're looking at us in a straight face, and we just keep going to the stores and we're buying stuff.
There it is.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. That's the same mindset that people are taking to poetry, and it's not supposed to be in the art.
Not supposed to be there.
Because when we operate in this space, as I mentioned before, this is a long tradition. For those people who want to be artists, you are operating in a long tradition.
Yes.
A tradition that is a very spiritual tradition, a very spiritual work. Yes, we make it art and we're making stuff people like to enjoy, but there's a responsibility that comes with this. And if you're just looking to make money, I promise you, you're going to get your reward and you're going to hit your ceiling fast.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's just about, to your point, fostering and creating space for people to learn and to grow and to build.
Absolutely.
And to be able to create more space for there to be more growing and healing to happen. Because that's what happens through music. We listen to music on some of the most critical times of our lives.
That's right. It's a healing thing.
It's a healing thing.
It's a healing thing. And poetry is the same way.
Same thing in the same
When it's
vein.
used correctly.
When it's used correctly.
When it's used correctly.
Absolutely.
It's a healing thing. And I'm going to say this, then we go get back to you. How many tracks you got left for us, bro? You know, and then we going to run through them.
Yeah, we just got with this one, we got 3 more. So this one and 2 more tracks.
Okay,
it's a short project.
Well, let's do this. Let's do 2. And then save that last one, and you give it to us up on the stage.
Oh, okay.
You give us that last one up on the stage. But I'm gonna say this because I think it's something that needs to be said. Open mics are supposed to be utilized for poets, comedians, or whoever to come and have a space to practice. $15 to $20 is too much money to pay to get into an open mic. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to pay that much to come to practice. And when you start charging people that much money to come to open mics, that's what I mean by it's getting monetized, because that's when people stop coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, they gonna stop coming out, even if you drop the. We're making it into where open mics are not open mics no more. They're shows.
Yep. That's what at that point. Yeah, you're correct. When you when you start paying a certain price point, you're now paying for a show.
When you're paying $15 to $20, you're paying for a show.
You paying for a show, absolutely.
You're paying for a show,
a
not
curated,
an open mic.
A curated, planned.
Yes.
And a show that's going to be
for that much money. For that much money, you don't want to see people up there with their phones and their books. That's entertain me money.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
That's entertain me money. You know.
I agree with you on that.
And but. Like I say, it's a little bit. It seems as though it's getting a little bit more monetized now, and my man Kaiserific had just started one, and I told him, I said, the only way that I'd get in this with you, charge $3 to get in.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? He said, no problem, because he knew exactly what I was saying. Charge $3 to get in.
Yeah.
It's an open mic, man.
For sure, absolutely.
You know, it's an open mic, and it shouldn't be $15 to $20 to get in an open mic, and I'm still waiting on somebody to explain to me what's a closed mic.
Yeah. Okay. So a closed mic is a show.
Well, then just call it a damn show.
It's okay. So I would say this on the more national standpoint, that is a term that people are using more now.
Yeah.
Because people have made open mic the baseline word for poetry. And that's a part of it too, right? When things become commercialized, the culture becomes commercialized.
Right.
And now the breakdown happens. The same thing happens in a lot of communities, even in the LGBTQ community. People tend to be debating things that are commercialized views that have nothing to do with the people.
Right.
Same thing when we talk about a closed mic versus an open mic. Open mic, for the most part, is an open mic.
An open mic.
It's a setting for people to sign up and come share their art, practice, and work on their craft. Closed mic is, hey, this is a curated show of these particular poets. There are not going to be any openings for people to sign up on, but this is a show that we want you to come to, right? So that's what it is. I think what it is people are making the distinction between open mic with the closed mic.
It's a show.
It's a show. It's a show.
It's
It's a show.
It's
It
a
is.
show.
You're right. It's a show.
Closed. Then you call it a closed mic, and people come in and you open the mic
Yeah.
after they done paid you $20 to get in. So all along it was an open mic. You just was saying it was a closed mic. I digress. Okay, y'all. Again, this is Cash Mo, Love Overtime, 3119 Southampton. We got my man Free in the house, and we finna let him free. The mic is yours, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you. So we want to let these next two rock. So the first one is a poem. The name of this track is Lake Minnetonka. For those of you who may be friends of the purple one, you're going to hear that.
Yeah.
And then next after that one is a skit. So these next two are short. And then the last track that we bring in is Mary Jane Meditation. This one is the longest track on the project. And it is also a poem as well. So, yeah, that one is going to be something to definitely rock out to. So, we're going to kick it off first with Lake Minnetonka.
All righty.
Can you help me? Nope. Pardon me?
Nope. Wanna know why?
Nope.
Because you wouldn't pass the initiation.
Richie just put me at 8.
Well, for starters, you have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
What?
You have to purify yourself in Lake Minnetonka.
Purify yourself before you enter here. This intimate space of sharing, of vulnerability and nakedness. Listen. So I know I love, but I'm not sure if love loves me back. Like, love loves then leaves me wanting, craving to be in the light of it. Light lifts my darkness just as sunrise breaks horizon, replacing moon. However, darkness is the mother of light, and love is light. So I guess that means darkness is the absence of love. I mean light. Maybe it's not that love doesn't love me because love don't show up the way I want them to, or in the person I want. Love just loves me the best way love can and only shows up in those that I need, but don't I know my needs? Love is in my top 3, hell, I love me. But I can't box love in. Love is letting opposite views exist, leaving open various entries that weave webs of wonder and exploration. To feel love is to be loved. To be loved is to have love. To have is the ability to give after you know what you carry, baby. That's why your love is priceless. Because only you and God know your truth. Where your lies lie buried underneath your smile and forced actions. Where codependence is the spell you're under. I've got 2 questions. 1, will you let love teach you? 2, will you let love be love?
Live from the HW Kia of West County Studios. Let's go. WHHF, Hazelwood City. You know what it is. Let's go.
Oh, I'm late as a motherfucker,
In the city.
and I don't care. Oh, I'm late as a motherfucker, and I don't care. So I'm gonna take my time. Ain't nothing here. Oh, I'm late as a motherfucker, and I don't care. Oh, I'm late as a motherfucker, and I don't care. Oh, I'm late as a motherfucker, and I don't care. So I'm gonna take my time. Ain't nothing.
Fuck it. Might as well roll up. Shit.
It's just gonna go to it anyway. Okay. You ready?
Live from the HW Kia of West County Studios. Let's go.
Richie.
Smoke some.
Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Listen. The first time she allowed me to taste her, she changed my life. A newfound meditation, a deeper stillness, opened my mind to the perspective of clouds. Clouds appear when there is too much vapor for the air to hold. Who knew that air has limits? My sign signals to me she be everything to take me higher. A beautifully ignorant dichotomy. How could I want to make the reflection of God palm size? My hands are limited. Pardon me. Poetry gives me a million ways to express my desire to embrace her. She is so soft to the touch, present, and always ready to roll. Our vanilla is celestial. She likes to be restrained multiple ways. She likes to be held firmly and whispered to before we start our temperature play. She loves to be lit. She stays in the kitchen because she holds fire. She is fire, not afraid of toys because crutches are optional and multi-sensory experiences are my shit. Be ready at 7 o'clock. I'll text you when I'm on the way. Pack a bag. Tonight, we will inhale each other, tasting each note, the flavor profile of passion. Positions become cosmic collisions, tantric rhythm, breath in sync. We become each other and ourselves simultaneously. Her green glow is like no other. She goes by many names. My favorite is medicine. Mary Jane. Smoke with me. You know, smoking is a form of meditation, right? You're very intentional about how you roll or stuff your cone. You find yourself a place of peace. And even though you firing up one, you are breathing deeply and you're also exhaling. Enjoy this moment. That's part of your therapy, you dig? It's good to be able to unpack, step away, just vibe out, you know? Sometimes you might go for a ride. One of the biggest things I think people don't understand about us that smoke is people think it's just a simple addiction. But nah, it's the vibe, you know? For me, PHREE is no different from a glass of wine or someone's favorite cigar. It's an accompaniment, you know? It is a part of my physical, spiritual diet, you dig? None of us should ever have to explain anything that we decide to do because it's our business. But sometimes providing a little insight can help other people get right, you dig? So, keep smoking. Stay focused. Love yourself. Remember, you are the center of your universe. And shit, everything is better when you high, baby. Smoke some.
Y'all, first of all, man, I want to thank you so much, man, for blessing us here this evening, giving us your EP, man, and your energy here, bruh. So do me a favor, man, and go ahead and let everybody know how they can get in touch with you and how they can get their hands on this hot EP.
First and foremost, thank you. Love Over Time. Appreciate y'all for having me. My name is PHREE. You can get at me on Instagram at PHREE618. Once again, at PHREE618. And the project you just listened to and just vibed out with us is Welcome to Freedom. It is out now. Apple Music, YouTube Music,
you gonna lose a lot of people.
Spotify.
You better yourself.
I'm on DistroKid as well.
Cold guy.
And
we outside, dog.
you can get the project is called Welcome to Freedom. So it's welcome to PHREE.
No second impression, I'm first entrance. Hits when I'm swinging for the fences. A lot of shit I didn't mention. A lot of shit I did for no credit and good intention. A lot of shit I said that deaded friendship. Rappers basic, they lack imagination. Backward statements at me. God bless me for my acts of patience. Roads it's leading home like all the train tracks to stations. Ran through a string of queens, the king is back to aces. A dirty game, but I'm an optimist. When they say it's all the same, I say the opposite. Cook on the chopping block,
thank you
cook
so
it
much,
chopping
PHREE,
bricks.
for
Put
coming
it in
out,
reverse,
man. This
so
is
we
your boy,
fucking
Cass.
first and watching flicks.
This is Love Over
Doing
Time.
cocky shit like making
Man,
heat to floppy
I ain't got
disk.
nothing but love,
LA ain't
dog.
gonna let me rock no ice without a hockey
Y'all be
stick.
good. Cass Mo.
Big sun and dirty
Y'all.
oxygen. Ain't no boundaries boxing it. Ain't no clocking.